piacere di introdurre Anna Gerometta, Presidente di Cittadini per l'Aria. Anna ci farà un intervento. Anna, lo so, ti prego di essere breve purtroppo, ma ti ringrazio a nome di tutti, e l'intervento di Anna sarà anche l'intervento conclusivo di questa prima sessione, perché siamo già un pochettino in ritardo. Grazie Anna, e la parola a te.
Allora, vediamo se riesco a condividere lo schermo e a
vediamo.
Lo vedete. Quelle cose che volevo dire, innanzitutto devo dire sono entusiasta di aver sentito l'onorevole Bianco e il Migliore, che parlavano così animatamente del problema ambientale. Fa piacere e fa sentire di non essere soli anche come cittadini. Io non so adesso se parlava in italiano o in inglese, ma...
come vuoi, c'è la traduzione, come vuoi.
Okay, so maybe I will speak in English because I have the slides in English, so that it will be easier. You can see that the title of my slides is a FORMEDECA, because the hope, the dream of the citizens, I think, all over the Mediterranean is to have a real low emission area, control emission area in the Mediterranean, not only for SO2, which we are absolutely thrilled and hope that will be adopted, let's say, for submission to IMO in December during the MAP in Antalya. But however, we consider that a real ECA should be an equal situation, not only in Europe, South Europe and North Europe, but also in all the Mediterranean. As you will see, there is a slide which probably is similar to many others that you have seen, that shows how the North African coastal areas are subject to the harshest, let's say, impact for emissions to a certain extent. So it's very, very important that North African states join in and support this effort, because it's for their own population and for their own well-being. Our history as citizens was born, I would say, in 2016, when a bunch of European and a German NGO decided to try to support the idea of adopting a Mediterranean ECA and to copy, let's say, the process that had just finished in the North European area. Now you can see here there's NGOs from all over Europe, and it's been and it is great to work together. But there's not only European NGOs, there is also small committees and small NGOs and groups of citizens that gathered in Italy since we started. Little by little, citizens grouped, understanding that there was really a problem, and that was their problem, because they had people getting sick, they had people suffering from diseases, and they realized that, you know, living near a port is an issue. And of course, Italian citizens are only a small portion of the Mediterranean citizens living in port cities. So I'm trying to speak for all of them today to make sure that we understand that this is really a Mediterranean issue. Probably you have heard about this study that was done in 2016 by an epidemiology group, which analyzed the emission impact on the population of Civitavecchia evaluating what was the impact for the people that were living 500 meters around the port, far from the port, and they realized that they had a 31% increase for lung cancer and a 51% increased risk for fatal neurological diseases. The same and more impacts we can evaluate as a result of a study that was done on short-term impact of NO2 in various Italian cities. A very nice epidemiologist tried to analyze the port impact, and the port impact gave a clear indication that there was a statistically significant impact of NO2 on the respiratory apparatus in port cities, with a more relevant impact on children, and specifically exacerbation of infective diseases, bronchitis, and pneumonia. So those were all cities that were in the study, the general study. We are also worried about our cultural heritage. Our cultural heritage is what will be, let's say, the heritage that we leave to our children. And we should realize that marble get flat if we don't protect them from the very strong impact of emissions, and particularly of sulfur and NO2, which have a very, very strong impact on stones and marbles. You've already heard about the impacts, which are much bigger. You can see here how it would be beneficial for northern African countries and especially coastal areas, obviously, but it doesn't limit to the coastal areas, because as you can see, the emissions and the PM 2.5 even arrive to the Po Valley. So it's an impact that goes far beyond. As the two gentlemen said before, we strive for change. We believe that our industry should change, should decide to take another step forward and change the way they imagine their business, change, the current situation to reduce with efficiency measures, and in a way the state and the businesses and the citizens should be working together on this. We want controls because we feel that there are not sufficient controls, and this is probably similar all over the Mediterranean. It's an issue that is serious and that it has to be dealt, whether with ECA or with no ECA. We consider that we need to change the pattern and we need to change the attitude, the kind of idea that we have now, and shipping attitudes and development is not the kind of tourism that we believe as citizens that should be promoted. I should have added a cargo ship, because we should stop buying things from the other side of the world and bring it all over to the Mediterranean. We should try to understand that what is benefiting is not our world, is not our energy, but our few entities, and this is not the right way forward. We really ask everyone, politicians and policymakers, and to check projects before their development. They do not have to only be not negative, they have to be positive, or it's better not to undertake new developments. We want long-term vision to step away from fossils, as Mr. Bianco was saying. So I will get in touch with Mr. Bianco, hopefully, and stepping from one fossil to the other, from HFO to gas, in our vision, is personal cittadini per l'aria is not really the solution, because we risk spending a lot of money in infrastructure that deprives us of the capability of really making other choices. And we don't want scrubbers. We really don't want cleaner air to the expense of our beautiful Mediterranean Sea. So we think that other solutions should be taken, like filters, and Axel was the perfect person to explain to you how that can be done. And I finish this reminding you that the WHO had a manifesto after the healthy recovery from COVID, in which the prescription number 6 was stop using taxpayers' money to fund pollution. Unfortunately, too often we see money that is being spent not in the right direction. So we plead, politicians, first of all, get in touch with the citizens. They can be very collaborative. Second, check where you spend our money. Okay, thank you.
Grazie, thank you Anna, grazie.